Hi there. This is the show where we do a little bit of the talking, and hopefully you will do your fair share, a great deal of it, because it's your show. It's Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I am Jerry Escher, along with Debbie Georgiani, and of course you and the show team. We've got Jeff is here. We got Michael and Ryan. So we are all in place, and Debbie, we are ready to go, but not. People can't start their weekend until they listen to the show, right?
Although our weekends are kind of bleeding into our week, you know, which it's a big blur. Since we have the stay-at-home orders. But yes, you're right, Jerry. We cannot get started with our weekend yet until we participate in this wonderful show. And we're looking for some good news today. Bring us some sunshine, because we turn on the news and we hear all about the those who have tested positive for COVID-19, how many were hospitalized, how many on ventilators. And of course, the saddest of them all is how many have lost their life to this virus. And so we want to talk about all the heroic things that are happening, the just beautiful, you know, absolutely feel good stories of these men and women doing extraordinary things out there to help their communities, to help their neighbors, to help strangers, to help the elderly. We want to hear from you. It's what kind of good news have you seen or heard lately? Please call in and share with us at 833-288-3986. That is the number to call, and we need some sunshine. Jerry?
Yes. Actually, it's a little bit cloudy where I am here, so we do need some sunshine.
Sunny here, yeah.
But yeah, Debbie, you and I have a mutual friend and colleague in ministry, and I was talking with him yesterday, and he said he has basically been on he's been kind of fasting from the news on TV. And I thought, well, that's really a cool thing to do, because he said he just, like you just pointed out, he says you watch it and you watch it and you watch it. Pretty soon you're just feeling so down. So it is good to get some good news. And there are so many things going on, Debbie. The sky's the limit of to what our listeners can call in and talk about today.
It's true. I mean, we want those great stories of hope, and we want the things that restore your faith in humanity. How about some really heroic priests in your diocese that are doing some pretty cool things and very creative, I must say. So way to go to those priests who are doing those parking lot confessions. I love that. I mean, so many. How about doing processions around the diocese with the Blessed Sacrament? I mean, how incredible is that? I know there's some bishops that are standing on street corners with the Eucharist and with the Blessed Sacrament. And Jerry, I'll tell you what, that has got to speak volumes to folks, and especially those that aren't Catholic. When you see that, you know, when you see them in their vestments, and they are doing such heroic spiritual things for all of us, not just Catholics, all of us. Okay, it's pretty incredible, Jerry. I tell you, that really, I just love the pictures when I see the priests doing some pretty extraordinary things.
Absolutely. And actually, you just stole my example.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Go ahead. Rewind.
You
Go
know
ahead.
me, Debbie. I was gonna point to the priests and the bishops, and it really is remarkable what so many of them are doing to remain connected with their flock. I've gotten phone calls from my pastor and just making sure everything's going okay. But we want to talk about the good stuff that's going on right now, because what we're dealing with, we all understand, is a horrific scourge on the entire world. And yet we know the God that we serve can bring good out of anything. And we need to see it, as horrible as it is, we need to look for the opportunities, I think, Debbie, and they're absolutely countless, the opportunities for us to not only be looking around to see what good things are going on, but to maybe do some ourselves.
Well, we're in the Easter season, Jerry, and John Paul II used to always say we're a resurrection people, okay? We're a people of hope. We have to infuse these really wonderful stories in the midst of all the sadness and suffering and the chaos. We must, because we must maintain that sense of hope, that sense of knowing about the end of the story, right, folks? So please do that with us. And I just want to say something real quickly, Jerry, because that ties in beautifully to the ministry work we are doing at Stand Tall. You know, folks, please check out standtalltoday.com. We have a growing list of certified life coaches with a Catholic lens, okay, that are helping with disaster recovery and restart. What does that mean? It means they'll walk alongside you and help you dream big and help you pick up where you left off and let you fulfill your God-given purpose. And we're here to assist. We're here to walk with you. Please go there and take advantage of the free consultation and just see if it's a fit for you, because I think we need to start preparing for the future, Jerry.
I love what you say. When life deals you a setback, God is preparing your comeback. So, yeah, Debbie and I are certified coaches. Marty, Debbie's husband, is. And as Debbie said, we're adding people all the time. And if you feel called to help people in that regard as well, we would be happy to hear from you. If you think that you have what's in your heart, the desire to maybe help people along that path of life that Debbie was talking about and become one of our coaches, you can get a hold of us through standtalltoday.com as well.
I love it. Okay, we need some good news today. So whatever you saw on TV that really moved your heart, or you read it on the internet and you said, wow, I want to share this with everybody, or my priest is doing something really extraordinary and I want to impart that to the world too. I want to share that with the world. Please call in. Don't sit this out. Don't get started with your weekend yet. I know it just all feels like a weekend right now. So please, folks, we're asking you to fill up every single phone line, and let's just, make this just bursting with good news so we can all go into the weekend. What are you giggling about, Jerry? I mean it.
You said every day feels like a weekend. I was going to say every day feels like a Monday right now.
True.
Groundhog Day, the week is starting. The work week is starting every single day. Yeah, it could be anything. And I point to a couple things that have really inspired me, Debbie. One is the school teachers. They would drive through the neighborhoods of their students with the signs that they had made. And, just really, let the kids know that they are still connected with them. And then all of the people using those, what do you call them? Not a jack of some kind, to get raised up 2 or 3 stories on a retirement home and sing happy birthday to somebody. So really, the human spirit, the Catholic spirit, the American spirit is really coming out through this. And we want to hear if you've been involved in something or what you've seen that was good news. 833-288-3986.
EWTN is now on Twitter. Get short, timely messages from EWTN on your computer or cell phone. It's easy to stay up to date on a wide variety of topics. Pro-life news, Vatican announcements, catechesis, apologetics, the latest EWTN programming, and more. You can link to EWTN on Twitter from our homepage or go to twitter.com/EWTN. At work, at home, at school, and on the road. Stay connected to your world with EWTN's Twitter page.
This is Father Mitch Pacwa. Let us pray for an end to the coronavirus. Lord, we pray that you protect our most vulnerable citizens. We pray for our courageous doctors and nurses and other healthcare folks, that you would protect them and keep them strong in their service. And we pray for our scientists, that they might find a great cure to save many lives. For your greater glory, praise, and honor. Amen.
He was a doctor of the church, a Carmelite, and one of the most famous mystics of all time.
Matthew Bunson and the Doctors of the Church.
St. John of the Cross wanted to help all Christians to become saints. One of his most important teachings was to encourage us all to learn how to love. Where there is no love, he said, put love, and you will find love. He died in 1591.
For more about the Doctors of the Church, visit doctorsofthechurch.com.
You are with EWTN Radio and Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. It's your show, and you are taking ownership of it right now with nearly full phone lines. There's one line available, as we want to hear from you. As Debbie said, add a little sunshine into this Friday and share with us some good news, some good deeds, things you've seen or heard people doing during this pandemic, because it is an opportunity for us to really come out of ourselves and help other people. And before we go to your calls, I just want to mention that Word on Fire airs Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Hallelujah, right? We've just entered into the joyous season of Easter, where we celebrate the Lord's resurrection. But what does it mean to say that Jesus is risen from the dead? That's what Bishop Barron answers on this week's episode of Word on Fire, Sunday at 4 Eastern Time.
Love it. Okay, Jerry, get ready to wave to everybody on YouTube and Facebook, because they are Inspired by Faith Book Club. You guys are watching the show right now. Hi, everybody. And if you want to join the Inspired by Faith Book Club, Gigi will happily welcome you. Just go to Facebook and look up Inspired by Faith Book Club and Fellowship Group. It's wonderful. It's growing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's over 150 now. It's pretty exciting. And we're growing. The family's growing. Okay, Mary, you're first up in St. Louis, Missouri on Covenant Radio. Hi, Mary. Welcome to Take Two.
Good morning, and thank you for taking my call. I have two good news. One is, on social media and Facebook, we ask everybody to pray, and it's working. My cousin has been diagnosed with COVID. He was on a respirator. Now he's off the respirator. He is getting much better. He's conscious now. He was, in critical ICU. And because of everybody's prayers via social media, prayer chains, etc., he is now conscious and is even asking for a beer. So, because
he's getting much better.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. So, if you're on the social media, if you're on the prayer chains, I'm just saying it does work. So thank you for all who have been praying for my cousin. And second is I want to shout out to all the teachers and all the faculty who are working their tails off trying to recreate the wheel and get the classes in, to get the education in, and be there for the students and try to keep the students as much as into a normal high school life, grade school life as possible. So thank you, teachers, for all that you do. It shows. So those are my two things.
Completely agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. I love the way the teachers all went to online and they just kept going, and they're doing such incredible things to stay in touch with their students. I love the teachers. I'm telling you. Remember, Jerry, I talk about that. Nurses, teachers, first responders. I think they're all going to get a special place in heaven. Yeah. Couldn't agree more, Mary. And we're so happy about your cousin. Please get him that beer from us and say, yeah, he's...
Virtual beer.
Yeah, it's true. Virtual. Yeah.
Wow, that is so exciting. You have just made our day, Mary, because I was watching something recently, Debbie, and it was a doctor, I think, who was talking about when a patient gets that bad and is in ICU and is on a ventilator, he said it's almost a death sentence for a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And thanks be to God that her cousin is rebounding from that. And we're not going to stop the prayers, Mary. We're going to keep them going and get the entire Take Two family praying along with us. So thanks for a great call.
And, I just want to say something about that. Mary was so beautiful the way she said, the prayer chains and the Facebook prayer groups are working. They are working. I talk about this all the time. I'm telling you this. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. In 1994, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I totally felt like I was floating on people's prayers. I felt like it. I knew it. And then after it was all over with, my husband at the time brought me a basket full of cards. They were just stacked up a couple feet high. And I knew I had felt it beforehand. So prayers work, folks. They work. I have to just say that, Jerry, because I'm a firm believer of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people praying at this time with this situation going on. Okay, 833-288-3986 with your good news, your good deeds that you have seen or heard or even performed yourself. It's not bragging. We just want to hear if you've jumped in and been of help to somebody. We're going to get to all of the other callers who you're all going to get on the show, but we wanted to bring in for a minute. We have Jeanette DeMello. She is editor-in-chief of the National Catholic Register at EWTN, which is a great, great newspaper. And Jeanette, welcome. First of all, welcome, and I'm sure you have seen and heard, hopefully, a lot of good news and good deeds that have been going on.
Hi, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. We're still in the octave of Easter, and it's a wonderful time to be looking for good news stories. As the Pope said, we need to spread a contagion of hope, and the Register has been trying to find these stories and soliciting them from our listeners as well. But I did have one I really wanted to share with you, because I've been waiting for this moment where a bishop would step up and actually push back a little bit and actually open up the churches and masses to the people. And the bishop in Las Cruces, New Mexico, this is Bishop Peter Baldacchino, has actually begun to do public masses again, and they're very limited. At this point in time, there are only 5 people are allowed in the church at one time because of the governor's restrictions. But he's doing open-air masses, so he's doing mass outside and allowing his priests to do mass outside with safety precautions to distribute communion. They're wearing masks, they're wearing gloves, and they're doing it as carefully as possible. But this bishop has really pushed back and said we need to care for the spiritual health of people, the health of the soul, and I'm so proud of him.
Wow. I had not heard that news, Jeanette. That is fantastic. And even though it's just incrementally just a few people, like you said, I've had conversations with many friends, and we've all kind of agreed that as soon as the first bishop takes that step, the others are going to look and maybe want to follow that example to at least a small degree. Same with the governors opening things up in their areas as well. So this is very exciting.
That's my hope too. That's my hope too, is that the bishops will follow suit. I think they're in a tough position right now. They are citizens too, right? We're all citizens, and we want to cooperate with the public authorities, especially regarding public health, and so it's been very important to respond in that way. But now that this is going on for quite some time, we need to find creative ways, as many priests have, to hear confession and to provide the sacraments, and our bishops have to be leaders in that. And one of the things that Bishop Baldacchino did that was so important, I think, is he pushed back and said, I disagree that this is not an essential service, that church, that worship is not essential. And he strongly disagreed with that. And I think that those words needed to be said, for sure.
Absolutely. I just love that Las Cruces, New Mexico is leading the way. How beautiful is that?
Exactly.
Jeanette, I'm so glad you got to share this. And I just want, for our listeners' sake, for everybody to know the great work that you do. You're the editor-in-chief of EWTN's National Catholic Register. You're also the host of Register Radio, which is heard 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Sundays. We're so glad that you said this, because I'm going to tell you something, Jeanette. I've heard privately, from so many folks who listen to Take Two. They've said, Debbie, do you have any idea? Are any of the bishops, are any of them kind of, challenging it a little bit or trying to get creative? And you brought a ton of sunshine to a lot of people's hearts today, Jeanette. Thank you so very much.
Well, let me invite listeners to go to ncregister.com. That's where they can find this story. It was written by Catholic News Agency, our partners, and I would love to also hear other good news stories. I know you guys are taking people's calls and listening to those good news stories, but if anyone wants to send one to the Register, they're welcome to do so at editor@ewtn.com. But thanks so much for having me on, and I love sharing the good news, so thank you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you, Jeanette. I love the paper. I've received it for many, many years. And just another quick reminder that Register Radio is on 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays and 11 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. Jeanette, thank you, and we hope that the Lord fills your day with sunshine like you've done for us.
You too. Take care, guys.
Okay. Before we go back to the calls, Debbie, that bishop in Las Cruces, he challenged the notion.
Isn't that amazing?
Many of us have challenged, at least in our minds and hearts, and even in conversations, we challenge this idea that going to church is not an essential service. And I'm reminded of, what did Padre Pio say, St. Pio? He said it would be easier for the earth to carry on without the sun than without the Holy Mass.
That's right.
I think he would say it's essential.
That's right. Absolutely. And I hope Jeanette DeMello is still listening to the show, because messages are flying in from the Take Two family saying, thank you for that beautiful burst of sunshine. That's what we need. That's what we need. Thank you, Jeanette. Wow. And you know what, Jerry? This is I'm just going to declare it right now. And we're only a third of the way done with the show. Okay. This was a great show. This is going to give a lot of folks.
You're calling it right now, huh?
I'm calling it right now, Jerry. Don't you agree? Because we're going to go into the weekend going, you know what? This is going to be okay. It's all going to be good. We just have to get creative like this.
Well, yeah, and I think real quickly before we resume calls, you and I were talking before the show, Debbie, and I was not yet aware of this, but my Governor Gavin Newsom is considering opening up the state of California as scheduled after the end of this month, at least incrementally. And you were saying your governor is going to do the same thing, perhaps. In
Arizona, there's a good. We're being optimistic about it. Hopefully, it'll all work out. But you know what? There's so many of us that, like the rest of the world, we want to get back to Mass. We want to get back to our churches. It's our community. It's what makes us thrive. And so this is huge. We want to hear more of these good news stories. Okay, just like we heard from Mary and Jeanette DeMello. We want to hear from you. So call in right now. Let's go fast and furious with this. Let's get everybody really pumped up and excited about the future. 833-288-3986. I love this show.
It's a good one so far, and I know Lucy is going to make it better in Tampa, Florida, listening on the EWTN app. Hi, Lucy. Welcome to Take Two.
Thank you. How are you?
We're doing well. Hope you are too.
Good. I am doing as well as I can be through the grace of God. I'm calling because I am an elementary school teacher. And this has been, I've been teaching for 35 years, so this has been something that I've never, ever experienced before in my entire 35 years. And being elementary, we don't do all this online learning. Maybe high school does it, maybe college. So to start out with, it was very, very, very stressful. And it's still hard and still challenging. We're doing everything within our power to reach our children and to continue teaching them and to support them while they're at home. But my good news is that the first week that this happened, I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of despair, but I did keep praying through the whole thing. And then toward the end of the week, little things started opening up, and I started to feel the grace of God. And what that taught me was, I always I teach in a public school. I always take God to school with me. And, but it taught me to make sure and give everything to God that day. So every morning I get up and I say a little prayer and I give it to God and I ask Him to help me. And there hasn't been a day where I haven't felt His presence or I haven't actually seen help in my day. So that is just really good news, if you ask me. And the other thing is that, we talk about prayer. We've been praying. We've had a friend who was very sick with COVID, and he is now home through many, many, many prayers. And I'd also like to give a shout out to my parish and to the priests of my parish, because they have worked endlessly every single day to make sure and bring us God and spiritualness. We haven't had masses, but our priests are putting masses online. They're putting the rosary online, the Divine Mercy chaplets online, and our parishioners, they're all joining in. They're all coming. They're all praying. We're at home, but we're together, and we feel it, and we feel the Holy Spirit. He is alive. He's working. He's with us, and can't forget that.
Yep. Well, Lucy, we want to thank you for being an elementary school teacher. Thank you so very much. You leave such a great impact on these young minds. I know I still recall my second and third and fourth grade teachers. I just loved them so very, very much. And, and so many of us can recall such wonderful encounters with our school teachers. So thank you for the work you do. But I love what you said, Lucy, and I just want to take it up a couple notches. You said this is good news. No, Lucy, it's great news. It's great news. Yeah. Surrendering to God and letting go and letting God, that's what we should all be doing. And you know what? Yeah. Maybe it took something like this for all of us to learn it again, right? Lucy, what do you think?
Right. Oh, I agree, because I don't think any of us could be getting through this without the grace of God. And even if you don't realize it, that is what's happening, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen on TV, I was mentioning earlier, Lucy, I'm sure you've seen this, maybe you participated in one where the teachers drive their cars through the neighborhoods of their students, then they're interviewing the teachers and the students, and both groups are crying because of that bond that you have with your students, and they're missing them so. And my mind goes to Matthew 19, verse 14. Jesus says, "Let the little children come to me. Do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." Even though you're in a public school, like you said, you take God to them. Jesus has a very special place in his heart for the little ones, and so do you, Lucy. So thank you so much for gracing our program today. We appreciate that.
Okay, well, we'll be back with more of your calls about the good news we're hearing today. So we want to hear from you, 833-288-3986.
Deacon Harold Burke Sivers.
We live in a culture today that says that suffering is meaningless, therefore we have to avoid it. What we're talking about here is finding meaning in the suffering that is unavoidable.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
Hi, Take Two family. Jerry and I are so excited about the launch of Stand Tall, our new ministry designed just for you. Please visit standtalltoday.com and take a look at all the resources, devotionals, and services we have provided to assist you on your spiritual journey. Feeling stuck? Or maybe you feel like you're moving backwards? Let us help you take another look at life and make great strides toward being the person both you and God want you to be. Learn more at standtalltoday.com.
You know what's kind of mind-blowing about intercessory prayer? God generally only grants the prayers that fit what He wanted to do anyway. So what's the point of us asking? Why does He tell us throughout Scripture to ask for things in prayer? I think He chose to wait on our prayers to give us His blessings. And I think He chose that because He wants to share the joy of being distributors of His grace with us. He wants us, by our requests, to unleash His healing, His blessing, and His miracles in the world. It wasn't enough for Him to just bless us. He wanted to share the joy He has when He blesses with us by making us necessary parts of that blessing. Archbishop Fulton Sheen said that the graces of God are hanging from heaven by silken threads, and prayer is the sword that cuts them down. So ask God boldly for things today and share the joy of raining His grace down on a needy world. That's what intercessory prayer is about. Prayer changes things. Send us a message at connect@reallifecatholic.com. This is Chris Stefanik on EWTN Radio.
Monday on More to Life, Faith Alive.
Challenges, questions, or doubts undermining your spiritual life? We'll help your faith come alive.
Now back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
More of your calls coming straight up here on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. We want to hear from you. Any good news you've heard, good deeds you've seen? Folks, there have been so many of them. If you're paying attention at all, you certainly could find something that you could share on the program today. And we do have a line open for you right now at 833-288-3986. We're spreading a little bit of hope today, trying to do so anyway. And we're going to go to Matthew next in Monterey, California. And he is listening or actually watching on the YouTube channel. Hi, Matthew. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Debbie and Jerry.
Oh, is this our Matthew?
Is this our Matthew?
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew.
Seattle.
Yeah, right.
How's it going?
Going pretty well. How about you and the family?
Yeah. Good. Thanks be to God. Katie's here in Monterey with the Navy, going to the grad school, the Navy's grad school here. And then I'm working for the government, the DoD civilian, for the base right now for the installation. So I'm the executive assistant to the commanding officer of the base.
Wow.
So yeah, we're blessed. Thanks be to God. It's good to catch back up with you guys. I think it had been since August. I think I called in real quick back in August. I don't think Jerry was on that day, though. I think it was just Debbie.
Yep.
So sorry I missed you, Jerry.
I was probably just goofing off somewhere, Matthew.
Yeah. In the land, here in California, in the land of the 15 months. Anyways, yeah, thanks for taking my call. And I started watching on YouTube on Monday, Smingus Day, Easter Monday, and I got a good chuckle because you guys were getting a little bit chippy with each other about it was, and you guys are arguing about. I think Jay misnamed one of you guys producers. Or whatever.
Oh, right.
So you guys helped me get a little bit of a laugh going, but that I've been trying to watch every day. So it's cool to see you guys on YouTube.
Wonderful.
But during this time, that reminded me of one thing that Katie, we're at home a lot more often now. So
hey, Matthew, just for a quick second here, you're a little bit muffled. If you can try to, I want to hear everything that you have to say.
Yeah. It might be my cell phone. I'm not sure. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
I'll try and talk louder. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, but one thing I've been saying to Katie, just kind of like jokingly, like if we get into a little tiff or an argument, I'll be like, Katie, we cannot turn on each other. Just kind of like as a joke or whatever.
Right.
But anyways, and yeah, Debbie, I heard your mom needs some prayer, so we'll pray for your mom, Connie.
Thank you.
And yeah, now sorry it took me so long to get to the point I wanted to make today. But as Catholics, we're blessed to have the communion of saints, and like just having optimism for every new day is just seeing like who the saint of the day is, whose feast day it is. I tried to get on. Well, I didn't call him, but I was commenting on YouTube the other day on Saint Damien of Molokai feast day.
Mm-hmm.
He's powerful and excited. All the saints are, but especially him he contracted leprosy. And Molokai, and today is the ultimate feast day of St. Kateri Tekakwitha, and I think that she succumbed to smallpox, so an epidemic as well. And yeah, we're just blessed to have a communion of saints to intercede for us and to learn their lives. And St. Kateri is actually pretty special to me as well. My wedding ring is a third-class relic of her.
Wow.
And yeah, so my wedding ring is missing grade with a wrong date. So our wedding was July 12, 2014, but it's missing grade. It says 7/14, 2014. But that's what's kind of cool about that, and God's winking at me a little bit, is that 7/14 is St. Kateri's feast day in the United States.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool little nod from God.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay, so Matthew, I don't know if you know this, but Jerry and I took a pilgrimage trip to the North American Martyrs Shrine and got to learn all about that incredible saint that you and I both call Saint Kateri. In Orisville, New York, at the North American Martyrs Shrine, Matthew, they say Kateri, but I still like Kateri, so I say it that way as well. So, but I tell you, Matthew, I love her so much, and we learned so much about it. And to know that you have a third-class relic and you're wearing it every day as your wedding ring, that is pretty cool. I just love this story, and she's an amazing saint. I encourage so many folks to just read her story, and just, she's very active. I can tell you that she's very active. What do you think, Jerry?
No, I'm glad that you brought this to our attention, Matthew, not only Saint Kateri, but also just saints in general, because we're living in a time right now where we can become saints I'm not going to say easily, but the opportunities are all around us to do saintly things. That's what we're talking about today on the program, is during a pandemic, a crisis like this, rising to the occasion like so many of the great saints did. And we know that the one common thread that runs through all of their lives is suffering. You know, they know that suffering, carrying the cross, basically getting on the cross with Jesus is the portal to heaven. It's the gateway. There's no other way to get to heaven other than, you know, carrying our own cross and dying to ourselves, as Jesus says. So what else, Matthew?
Yeah, that's awesome, Jerry, because that segues into a quick conclusion. Before this, I was out at our local Planned Parenthood here in Seaside, California, and they're still doing abortions there. It's usually on Fridays, so today might have been an abortion day. I wasn't there long enough to be able to kind of tell if it was or not. But I was there with the captain's brother, David. He comes down from Santa Cruz area, and that's an amazing opportunity. It's unfortunate that they're open during this time, but it's an awesome opportunity for us to be able to offer life-affirming and an actual choice for those families going in there.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, you are awesome. Okay. We love you and your entire family. I mean, you are definitely very close to our hearts, and we want you to stay safe, and thank you for the work that you do for us and the service that you provide. Thank you so very much. You are just a special soul. And I'll tell you what, Matthew, I've said this a million times. Your name means a gift of God. I totally believe it, Matthew. You're a winner in my book. So thank you so very much for sharing today and getting on the show. I'm glad you got on when both of us were on, Matthew. Although you're welcome to call anytime that I'm just on, too.
Yeah. God bless. Thank you.
All right. God bless you too, Matthew, and the entire family. Thanks so much for the call. The Take Two family is awesome.
I love the Take Two family.
Yeah.
When I said I love this show, I love the Take Two family. That's what I meant. Right. I mean, I love this show, but it's all because of the family that makes it so special. So we love you guys. You guys mean the world to us. And thank you for sticking with us for almost 5 years. And we hope we go another 5 years, hopefully, and it'll be great. We'll just grow the family. Right, Jerry?
Right. Well, I will say this, Debbie. A month from tomorrow, I will have been in radio for 40 years. And wow. I'm old. I'm ancient. But I have never done a show, anything like this. I've helped to found and create Catholic Answers Live. I've started radio stations, other programs, you name it. And there's never been an experience like being with the Take Two family like we get to experience here on this program. Mm-hmm. So I am very, very blessed, as I know you are and the entire show team.
Absolutely. Don't you just love the way Matthew talks about Katie, his wife? I just love it. It's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. They have such a beautiful sacramental love. You know, that's what we should all, strive for. I think it's beautiful. Okay. I just had to say that. See, it's Friday. You know me on Fridays.
No, it's Monday, remember?
Oh, that's right. It's Monday.
Every day is Monday.
The never-ending Monday.
All right, Debbie, hold on. You are going to be next on the phones, but we got a beautiful email from our great listener, Karen. And Karen says, "Hi, Jerry and Debbie. I tried to give blood yesterday, but couldn't because they are not accepting blood from people who have allergies. I've had allergies, especially to pollen, most of my life. I was disappointed. I pray every day when I pass the Nichols Campus Chapel on my walk with my husband for those who are going hungry to get something to eat." She says, "I get down on my knees on the pavement in front of the chapel. Yes, the weekend can't start without listening to Jerry and Debbie because we all love Jerry and Debbie." Karen, thank you so much. We love you back. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. But you know what, though, Karen? Remember this, and I know you know this, okay? It was your intention. Your intention was to give blood. And see, the good Lord, there's blessings in that just by your intention. And I would be disappointed as well because I have allergies, so that means I probably wouldn't be able to give blood at all because I had cancer too. So that's double strikes for me. I'm a mess. Okay, go ahead, Jerry.
All right, phone number. We have plenty of time to get you on in this conversation about a good deed that you've seen, some good news that you've heard or watched during this terrible, terrible pandemic and this time of staying at home and kind of hunkering down a little bit. People are rising to the occasion, and we want to hear what has inspired you that you've seen or heard. 833-288-3986. And as promised, Debbie is next in Denver, Colorado, listening on Catholic Radio Network. And a first-time caller. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Jerry. Love your show.
Oh, thanks.
I emailed you a video for you guys to watch or post, whatever. It was very inspiring to me. Someone sent it to me, and I'm alone by myself. I'm working at home now, so I thought the very first week was very difficult. I think for almost everyone, right? We're at home trying to figure this out. And just the isolation was very difficult. And I thought, well, what is it that I can do? I don't know, right? And at that time, someone had shared this video. And I believe it originally aired on the Today Show, possibly, morning show. And it's videos, pictures, and there's music with it. But one of them really stood out to me. It was of the healthcare workers holding their signs. And the signs collectively said, "We will stay here for you if you stay home for us. So please stay home for us." And it just moved me, like I was actually doing something by staying home.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's right.
That is powerful. So you sent that to us, Debbie, by email so we can watch it and
I did.
Oh, good. And then we can hopefully post it on some of our social media platforms as well. Debbie, you know what? I have to do this. I just have to, only because your name is Debbie. And so I already feel close to you because we share the same name. I just have to correct you a tiny bit. You said, "I'm home alone." You're not home alone. You have your guardian angel there and all of the saints surrounding you, whoever your go-to saints are. So your house is crowded, Debbie. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Thank you.
Is that
I
okay?
appreciate that a lot.
Okay.
And my brother's name is Jerry, so I always think of
Are you kidding
my
me?
brother when I hear you.
Okay, that is hilarious. Okay,
Hey,
we got to get
don't go
Debbie's
starting a
brother.
radio show, though, Debbie, okay?
Okay, we won't.
I love that.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
Well, you guys inspire me and give me hope. And thank you for the show today with finding the positive in something that's not positive, right? And to just bringing that out. And that's what it's about, right? That's what life's about, is finding the positive in our negative and finding the hope and finding the love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so easy right now to be, what did he say, a glass half empty type of person. And, you know, in a way, that's, I think, justified for a lot of people because, I mean, the things we're going through right now, this is certainly unprecedented in my lifetime. I know there have been other plagues and pandemics, and we got the world wars and things like that where life just changes dramatically. But what people are going through right now, especially with uncertain employment, loss of jobs, things like that, you can understand why people are feeling a little bit down and anxious and depressed. And so, yeah, we want to hopefully, Debbie, try and be a glass half full radio program.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely. Debbie, thank you so much. You can call anytime. And if you ever want to call in when your brother Jerry is on with you, that would be kind of fun as well. So you can always invite him too. Okay, Debbie?
Okay, I will do that. Thank you, guys. God bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Debbie. God bless
Appreciate
you.
you
See,
listening.
Debbie's a happy name. Do you see how we like to laugh? Debbie's like to laugh. We're happy people.
I can tell.
Are you happy?
I am happy.
Oh, cool. Okay, just checking.
Even on a Monday, I'm happy.
Even on Groundhog Day.
Yeah, for those of you who just joined us, that's an allusion to the first part of the program where I think, Debbie, you said every day feels like a weekend during the pandemic and the stay-at-home. And
Yeah.
I just said I think every day feels like a Monday to me. So that was the joke that we shared at the start of the show.
I know. We thought it was funny. I guess the rest of you, you may not have. But Jerry, may I just say something real quickly? Talking about Monday's show, it was suggested to us from one of our loyal listeners, Marianne. She said, I'd like to know with this stay-at-home orders that we've all been under, stay-at-home orders, if it's become more of a spiritual retreat for you or a vacation. Very interesting. I mean, this is really going to be very telling. We're going to be able to really look at it and see what it's become for us. And also, too, I just wanted to share one of our wonderful millennials had, and I say that because I can say that I think it's awesome if you're a millennial. See, we're Jerry and I we're up there in years, we're on the last couple chapters of our lives. But anyway, one of our very smart millennials shared that this is kind of like hitting the restart button, to really like the reset button, to just reset everything in life and to reprioritize and think things through and what's important and what's not important. I totally agree with that. What do you think about that?
Well, in many ways it is, because many people are literally going to be starting over in terms of maybe a new job, living situations. We're certainly not going to just come bursting out of this stay-at-home order. All of a sudden life is going to be what it once was. In fact, if you want my opinion, I'm not sure that we'll ever see life the way we saw it just 6 or 8 weeks ago.
Right.
But we have to be safe. But as many people are saying, as soon as we possibly can, we want to get back to life and open things up and get back to business.
I agree, and not have fear be our prevailing thing that leads us. We got to get over the fears. I think anyway. Okay, and real quickly, I just want to do a big just a real push for Amazon Echo. Real quickly, EWTN Radio is available on audio platforms like Amazon Echo, so you can listen to EWTN Radio just by saying, Alexa, ask EWTN to play. I've done that a few times, actually. And you can say, Alexa, ask EWTN to play Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. So you can say that, which is really cool. What do you think, Jerry? Did you know that?
Is that Alexa, did you say?
Yeah. And Alexa's
answers really
back.
Smart.
And Alexa answers back, can I be part of the Take Two family? No, Alexa, you cannot. No, just kidding. Okay.
As always, we have we get social media comments. You can post your comments on the EWTN Facebook channel or YouTube page as well. And here are some of those. We got Laura watching on Facebook. Hi, Laura. Hope you're staying safe and well. And she says, I love being able to make masks and surgical scrub hats for medical workers during this stay-at-home time. I see others doing this on the news. What better way for me to use my gifts and talents that God gave me? Isn't that beautiful? It is beautiful. That is beautiful. Same with our friends Laura and Glenn Sweet. Laura has been, she's done hundreds of cotton masks, and she's sending, I didn't get any for you, Jerry. She's sending me some. Because my favorite color is black. I love the color black. And so she's sending me all these different tapestries. I'm going to have designer masks. I'm pretty excited. I've got a real total designer mask. What's that? It's, I for a long time I've had this, I like the Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. And so I have a Raider, kind of a bandana, that goes over your head and you tie it in the back. So I just turn it around. Yeah, it's spawned a lot of conversations about football. Okay, you're really going to wear that? I love that. You need to wear it sometime. I can't find any masks to buy anywhere. I had to come up with something. All right, Laura, if you're listening, could you send him one mask? Just one. Okay, Donna is in Colorado, and Donna's on Alexa. Way to go, Donna. First-time caller. Thank you for calling. Welcome.
Hi there, Jerry and Debbie.
Hi, Donna.
Yes. Good to talk with you, and thank you for taking my call. Sure. Debbie, this is actually for you, but then it could be for you too, Jerry. I don't know what ancestry you come from, but Easter
Neither do
Sunday... Oh, you don't know either?
I'm embarrassed to say, Donna, I really don't.
He's a mixture of so many, Donna. Yeah. Let's not worry about him right now. Okay.
So Easter Sunday, prior to Easter Sunday, the doctor told my family, I live with my family in a basement apartment that's fully contained. And the doctor told my family, because my grandson is 18 years old, for him to stay away from me. And so I was down in my basement apartment, and he was up in his room, or they had their dinner. Matter of fact, they had a lamb dinner, and they brought a plate down to me. But, Debbie, I made pizzelles all day.
Are you? Wow, you did. I'll tell you what, though, Donna, I'm really bad at this because if I have a cup of coffee, I can knock down 40 of those so easily. It's unbelievable. Because they're so thin, right, Donna? They got to have, what is the calorie content of those? They're beautiful.
Lots.
Oh, they are? Oh, don't tell me that, Donna.
Well, it's sugar. There's a lot of sugar. It's sugar and butter.
Yeah, I know, but they're thin. Jerry, have you seen pizzelles? Okay, they're beautiful. It's like it looks like a tapestry. It's so beautiful the way it's done. Donna, explain it a little for those that are listening, because I think everybody should have those with their coffee.
Oh, yeah. See, I love them because it's anise, and our family likes anise oil. But I'm Swedish. I'm not Italian, but I love pizzelles. And so does my family. So it's butter and sugar and the anise and eggs. There's a lot of eggs. I only made half of the recipe, so it was 6 eggs and 1.5 cups of butter. And I think probably 1.5 cups of sugar, too, with about 4 teaspoons, or maybe not that many, 3 teaspoons of anise oil, also with vanilla extract.
Right. And Donna, so for those of you who have never seen them or have never eaten, if you go to a bakery, you can pretty much pick up a package of them nowadays. They're very thin and they have a beautiful kind of design. How do you get that design real quickly, Donna? How do you do you put something on top to smash it?
It's an iron. You buy the iron. And it only makes 2 at a time. That's why it takes so long.
Okay, now I understand how they're okay, but that's why they're so thin, and it has Jerry. They're really wonderful. If you ever get to Colorado,
I'm looking at them online right now.
You're looking at them right now. Yeah. But here's a better thing. If you get to Colorado, just stop by Donna's beautiful house that's underground from her family, and just stop in for some pizzelles. Yeah. Right, Donna. He doesn't drink coffee though, Donna. He doesn't drink coffee.
Oh, well, I'll make tea for you, Jerry.
Okay. As I'm looking at these, there's almost a Eucharistic symbolism to them.
Thank you. Don't you pick up on that, Donna? It has that Eucharistic look to it.
Yes, it's just a thing that I've done all my life. About the last 40 years. And everybody loves them, and, they're just nice. Matter of fact, I did make them at Christmas, and I gave our 2 priests here pizzelles, and I never heard back. I don't know if some people don't like that anise flavoring.
Oh, yeah. But I'm sure they loved it. They just probably, wolfed them down and just ate them. Yeah, well, and they ate them. I actually have a lot of priest friends that make them, Jerry, just to let you know, in Arizona. It's really big.
Good.
Yeah, because of the look is so beautiful. It's a beautiful look. It looks beautiful when you present it on the table. Yeah. If you bring somebody over to have tea or coffee with you. Donna, way to go. I love it. That did make my day.
Yes, good. Well, wonderful. Because it was a fun Sunday. I mean, yes, I watched Mass, and I miss my church going to Mass, but I watched it on the television. So, you just have to make do with whatever you have.
Well, I'm sure your family enjoyed those to no end, Donna, just as you did. And I'm gonna look for a place where I can get some of these. I know they won't be as good as yours. They may not be authentic, but I'm gonna try and find where I can get some of these. So thank you, Donna. God bless you. Happy Easter, and do be healthy, be well, and thanks be to God, you've got that beautiful family there to live with. So thank you for your call.
Thank you, Donna. You definitely made our show special. Jerry, just a warning. You better buy a couple packages because they yes, you can easily, consume them.
I have great discipline when it comes to sweet
you
stuff,
do.
though.
Okay, I
Yeah.
want to tell everybody this real quickly. Jerry is the only person I know that buys a candy bar. He'll take one bite out of it. He'll fold up the wrapper, and it'll sit in his backpack for like weeks. I don't know how you do that.
No, not weeks.
It's just it's kind of strange.
You're
we need to do a
outing me
show
now.
on it. We need to do a show on that.
Well, actually, the minis, the little Snickers minis and stuff, I just one after a meal, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah, my sister's like that too, though. So you share that same discipline. Not me. I eat the whole thing. Okay, the Monday show is stay-at-home orders. Have they become a spiritual retreat for you or a vacation? We want to hear that on Monday on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
All right, until then, make a phone call to someone, check in on your neighbor, pray, spiritually adopt someone with COVID-19. Until Monday, have a beautiful and blessed weekend, and we will talk to you then. God bless.